The Common Good Radio Show. The Common Good Radio Show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Highlighting the good in the community. Hosted by Pastor John McClain, Tucson's favorite family show.
Hello, welcome to the Common Good Radio Show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McClain here with Rand, the man with the plan for your brand, Mr. Rand Williams with Blue Pearl Design and Printing.
Hey,
Right?
John. Yeah, you got it, man.
Man,
You're
I'm-
learning this
practice,
well.
Practice. That's
Yeah,
what they say.
yeah.
Practice makes good, at least. I don't know about perfect.
Well, we've only known each other for a week, so you're
Yeah,
getting it.
yeah. Give it another week.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't see that on the radio, but he just rolled his eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. Like a tidal wave.
Yeah, but we have another amazing show for you today. A lot of amazing guests, but this would not and could not be the Common Good Radio Show if I did not give grace to a very loving God that makes this all possible. I usually think with the Lord's Prayer that goes a little something like this. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. So that being said, I'm actually glad I said that real smooth, because earlier I was tripping all over my
was
words.
smooth.
But yeah, that felt good. That felt good. Holy Ghost did all that. But
Always does.
speaking of the Holy Ghost, we got Mimi in studio. I always do that to her. It's just like make no connection at all to her. But Mimi, and a friend of ours, probably one of the 1,000 people that I've met at the Arizona Sands Club that's been on this show. But as I've got to know her better and better, I say regularly, she's one of the people in the community that inspires me. One of the people that I look up to, even though I'm at least probably a foot taller than her. And
everybody else.
and she's been one of the greatest partners of Veteran Rescue Mission and the Common Good Media Group, and it's been such an honor just to promote and talk about the amazing work that they do, that they've done, and it's been great to feature that. So all that to say, welcome to the show,
Well, thank
Mimi
you for
with We
having
Care
me.
Tucson.
Thank you.
Yeah, so tell the audience who didn't have the good fortune to hear you the past dozen or so time on the show, who is We Care Tucson?
So We Care Tucson's mission, which will kind of say who we are, is to remove the barriers to information, education, and wellness. So how we do that is we take in used technology and we restore it so that it's usable, put it out in a showroom that anybody's welcome to come in and see. But then we also have a low-cost computer referral program that we partner with over 50 local agencies, along with a student tech connection program where students can get laptops by just showing their student ID. And then the computers that are beyond repair, we recycle those and keep them
Nice.
out of our local landfill. But we also take in used medical supplies and medical equipment and give those out free, and we're a loan chest for that. We have a youth initiative program where we do school day out programs and run a student tech camp during the summer, and we teach basic computer classes. So
Awesome.
we have lots going on.
Yeah, that's. I want to dig into our tour that you gave us. I like to every time because it's just having seen the place. But just in case he snickers in the background, we also have Roman Campuzano with Country Financial here
Good
too.
afternoon.
Yeah, so he's here as well. So definitely, if you got anything clever to say, feel welcome to throw it in. You always do.
Sounds good.
So we got a tour of We Care Tucson there on Stone and Glen.
Between
Fort Lowell,
Glen and
Fort
Fort
Lowell.
Lowell. Yeah, we're kind of closer
Yeah,
to
yeah. One of the
Fort
kind of the most historic, or one of kind of like the most memorable areas in Tucson. That kind of little corridor there, in my, at least to me. And if you've probably, most people have probably driven by it hundreds of times without even realizing it on the west side of the road there. But when I went there and actually, whether it was getting the tour of it or us doing an episode there, it moved me. It moved me in a lot of ways. Not only was it unlike anything I've ever seen before, or nonetheless in Tucson, but the different layers and the different work that was being done there, it's obvious how impactful it is. You know, and I'll kind of paint a visual picture myself as we walk in. You walk into this beautiful kind of computer gallery that has this array of different type of computers from old to new, available for people at prices that are nearly unbelievable. You know, I felt like I was stealing the last time we got something out of that place. And then a medical supply area that kind of pretty much has something for everybody and definitely speaks to the heart of what you guys do. And then right back there, you got this like secret hacker cave, it looked like, where you had all these kind of cool computer nerd looking people back there working on stuff and doing high sophisticated stuff that I had no idea what it was, but it looked neat.
Fun.
Yeah, it looks super
I like to
neat.
go back there and think
Yeah.
I know something.
Yeah, for sure.
But I really don't know what I'm doing.
but
back
fill
there.
us in. What did I miss about the kind of the We Care Tucson experience?
I think the biggest experience that anybody gets is the number of people that come into the store
Hmm.
and the varied walks of life they come in from. And everybody has a story, and we're able to help most of the people. Unfortunately, there are times we can't help, so we then try and find other resources that can.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it's the humanity that comes in. It's the people, and we have our regulars that just come in because they know we'll let them sit there and play on the computers or just sit and talk and feel like somebody's hearing them. I think that, to me, that's the magic. It's like 2 weeks ago I came in, it was having a bad kind of day. Everything was going wrong. And a woman in there just said something nice to me, and I thanked her and told her she really made my day. It was just really just her kind words to me. Usually I'm the one doing that. Well, she was so moved that I thought so much of her kind words. She brought cupcakes to the store the other day to say thank you. And I was like, but you helped me.
Yeah.
You know, it's those kind of connections that are what We Care is all about.
That's cool. It kind of reminds me of a saying I heard today in one of my meetings is to truly be able to receive, you have to give, because the only way that you can receive is with your hands open.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah. You know, the way you explained Mimi's We Care facility, it sounds like Santa's workshop.
Yeah,
It's
I've
kind
explained
of-
it that way before.
Have you
It's-
really?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I
It
have.
is kind of like
Yeah.
that, you know,
Yeah.
especially in the back. They're all tinkering on toys. There's
Yeah.
all these little tools, and it's amazing. I'm really in awe of, like, we partner with Beacon, Achieve, and Synergy, and those are all organizations that work with people with disabilities. And they come in and they're working on these things, taking them apart. And I've watched these people grow and learn what they're doing. And they come in and they sit down, and it's a joy when they're in there. But that's what it is, little
Yeah.
elves.
That's
Some
it.
are bigger
Yeah.
elves,
But I
but
feel like we could have like 10 segments just kind of talking about the cool stuff at We Care Tucson, but I definitely want to cover your successes you guys are currently have, and then what the upcoming vets people can still be part of.
So we just had Tech Fest, which was big, and then we had School Day Out that just happened. And what was really cool is robotics. So they got to build little robots that are powered by solar,
That's awesome.
so you don't need batteries, which is kind of nice. And we were full. We actually took more than we intended, and it's great. So we are excited for the next School Day Out, which will happen January 2nd and 3rd, and
Okay.
that's Battle Bots, and it's a 2-day
Nice.
school out program. And remember that those are all free programs that we offer to the kids and stuff. And then coming up, of course, is our pickleball. That's our fundraiser that allows us to do things like these School Day Out programs that are free. Pickleball is 6th, 7th, and 8th. And it is at the Tucson Racket Club, and you can go to our website, wecaretucson.org.
Is that January?
No,
Or when is that? 6th, 7th, 8th?
that is December 6th,
December.
7th,
December
and
6th,
8th.
7th, and 8th.
Yep.
Well,
And registration is now
nice. And go to wecaretucson.org
under events tab.
under events. Awesome. Well, thank you, Mimi, so much.
Thank you for having me. Always fun to be here.
Yeah, that's Mimi with We Care Tucson. This is the Common Good Radio Show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McClain here with the man with the plan for your brand, Mr. Rand Williams with Blue Pearl Design and Printing. Go to bluepearlsdesignandprinting.com to get his help. But as always, want to thank our sponsors, Proper Villains for Tucson, Allegra Printing on Park and 22nd. We Care Tucson, our favorite, 100 plus guys who give, Tucson Tamale Company. Desert Sunset Realty, White Stallion Ranch, Roofs Are Hot, Always Faithful Home Inspection, Levity Wellness Center, Crest Insurance, I don't know words today, Tucson Pack and Ship, Piper Family Painting, Steamy Concepts, Dawn Till Dusk Landscaping, Kama Moksha, Ostrom Consulting, Roman Campazano with Country Financial, and Bin Masters. We'll have all that and more after the break. And remember, Rand, remember, at the end of every day,
It's sunset.
we'll be right back.
The Common Good Radio Show. The Common Good Radio Show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Highlighting the good in the community. Hosted by Pastor John McClain, Tucson's favorite family show.
Hello, welcome back to the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Homeless Veteran Transition Program Veteran Rescue Mission. I am Pastor John McClain, the founder of that blessed organization. Thank you, God. And I'm here with the man with the plan for your brand. His name is Rand Williams. That's bars. That's bars right there. That's what the kids call it. That's when you make a really good rap, they say that's bars.
Oh, right on.
Yeah,
That's
I'm putting.
bars.
Yeah,
That's new.
yeah, that's a new slang. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my 17-year-old taught me that. But that's Rand Williams with Blue Pearl Design and Printing. If you go to bluepearldesignandprinting.com, you'll get to see him change what is ordinary into extraordinary.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
The Alchemist.
Yeah, and speaking of extraordinary, we have kind of like a new old friend. I've actually been a fan of this guy for a really long time. See, like just stalking in a bush, watching his social media, and like we're part of like the same circle in a lot of ways. Like he's certainly, in my opinion, a stakeholder in the community. Like he's one of the movers and shakers. That was my opinion well before I was blessed to kind of have us partner with him. And that man, his name is Roman Campazano with Country Financial. And he brought his intern, Jose, as well, here with him in studio. And thank you, brother, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again. This is wonderful.
Yeah. And I guess kind of just a brief overview, tell us about the Roman Campazano team and, what you guys do.
Well, right now our team is 4 strong,
Mhm.
plus myself. One of those is an intern, which is Jose, right here on the side of you. We're growing. We're in a new office downtown, and 69 Pennington,
Mm.
and we're just getting that thing furnished. Once we have that furnished, we'll have a grand opening here really soon, and looking forward to actually bringing people into the office, which is not the norm when it comes to insurance companies these days.
Mm. Nice. And I guess I'll turn to you real quick, Jose.
Yes.
So what's been your sense and kind of, being in the Roman Campazano team and just the feel with this group that you're working with in comparison to what you've seen maybe in the industry or just in general?
Right. Well, I think the team, especially Roman, pretty ongoing. So I'm getting to meet a lot of new people, new connections, and feeling super happy about it.
Yeah.
I feel that that's the way to go. You need to go out there and look for it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
So, Roman, I know that you're involved with the Minority Small Business Alliance. Can you tell us a little bit about your involvement with that?
Absolutely, Rand. Rand, we have first and foremost, the the MSBA, Minority Small Business Alliance of Southern Arizona. There's an SA at the end, but I never use the SA. It's just too long. So we provide scholarships for individuals that are in need of them. They have a GPA that they need to meet. They have a need that they need to meet, and there's other items and requisites for in order for them to get these scholarships. But on top of that, we also recognize business, and that's where the Business Alliance. But the money's received from our business galas and other educational events that we have coming up. That money goes to funding the scholarships for these kiddos. I want to
That's
call them
cool.
children, but
Yeah.
I just turned 45. That means I'm at a milestone. I can
Yeah,
call them children.
I'm right behind you, bud. I'm right behind you. So
yeah.
So speak to that gala that you have going on, or that Minority Small Business Alliance, right?
Yes. Perfect.
Has coming up.
November 1st at Casino del Sol. We are celebrating 30 years of being an organization, an alliance, which is kind of cool because Casino del Sol is also celebrating 30 years of being in business as a casino. So though I've only been involved the last couple of years. Somebody else, might have been there a good 20, 30 years, well, not the full 30. But yeah, we are very excited to be having that event. Tickets are still for sale. You can go to msbasa.org to purchase a ticket, and yeah, we're really looking forward. I'll be sending everybody in here an invite as well.
That's cool.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, the next question was, around this time of year, we're going into Thanksgiving, we're going into Christmas, and usually the conversations we're having about, okay, how about them Cowboys? And, man, I can't believe the Lakers lost another one, these different conversations. But, especially in my world, the conversations I like to have with my kids, conversations I like to have with my family is like, okay, what's your budget looking like? What are, how's your
Sure.
grades? What are you going to do next year when you get into college? What's your major want to get? But the things that you really don't hear at these dining room tables enough, or those conversations in front of the TV watching football, is, do you have life insurance?
Yeah.
What is your what does your insurance packages look like? How are you there? Are you covered? And I say that just because this is how generational wealth is built, and primarily this is how generational wealth is lost.
Well said.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, you brought up a great point when you were talking about the sports teams winning and losing. In sports, as in life, we win by having people, have new babies. I'm a new grandfather, and this is my first grandchild. So right away, that's one of the first conversations that I'm having with my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to that, we have some losses. We have people that we've lost through the year. Let's talk about those people. Did we have a GoFundMe for them? Did they have life insurance? Did they have something in place for our family to maybe it's not direct family. And if it's not your direct family and you didn't lose anybody this year, then you're really fortunate. But if you look around you to your left, look around you to your right, I can almost guarantee you that the person to the left or the right of you has lost somebody this year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a real thing, and it's only in arm's reach. And once you have that feeling, then you really have the responsibility to talk to your own family about these kind of things in respect to what will happen when I don't show up.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a personal responsibility piece. It's a responsibility on family, and it's also a responsibility on the community to really speak up and be open about it. So many people, especially in certain cultures, my culture, for example, the Latinos, we don't like to talk about this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure in other cultures it's the same, and it can be something very powerful and very emotional. But once you get past that piece and see how it can actually be a tool to help the people and the next generation on, and also make it so that you are you just feel better when you have it. I have it,
Yeah.
and I've felt better ever since.
Well, that's interesting as you're saying that. Thing that comes to mind, and maybe this is like, you can give us some advice on how to have this conversation with our family, or how to broach this conversation. Like, what does it look like? Like, how do I, as we're sitting down at Thanksgiving dinner, with the ham and the turkey at the end of the table, you got grandma and grandpa and my dad, Uncle Bob, and all those people. Like, how do I bring up this conversation without them feeling alienated or that without feeling estranged?
Well, one way to do it is to talk to your local insurance agent. I'm available for anybody that wants a quote. I can have a quote with your name on it in a matter of minutes. Jose is also very, very versed in what we do there, and he can help out as well as far as taking information. But once we have that intake information, which isn't much, by the way, you might think that we're asking all sorts of personal questions. We're really not. We're asking name, address, date of birth, maybe your phone number. That's it, so we can follow up. But once you have a quote in front of you, you can see how affordable it is. And then you can start the conversation from there. And you can take that quote with you to the dinner table. Or maybe just a picture of it.
Sorry to interrupt.
Sure.
So, Romans, would you agree with that it's never too early to talk about life insurance?
Oh, right. Never too early. Babies can be insured at 14 days after being born. Once they pass that 14th day, they can start building, depending on the kind of life insurance that you get, they can start building a nest egg for themselves for the rest of their lives. And we can help facilitate that. And that's so powerful. And thank you for asking that, Rand.
Yeah. He has the best questions. That's why I love him. So for people who want to utilize your services, how can they get a hold of you? How can they do that?
Well, you can look for me at Country Financial /Roman-Campuzano. I know that's a whole mouthful. You can also Google me, Roman Campuzano. Even if you spell it wrong, as long as you put Tucson after that, I'll still come up.
Even though it's actually spelled kind of how it sounds, particularly like you pronounce the first four letters like in our Anglo tongue, Campuzano, yeah, for sure.
Campuzano.
Campuzano, for sure. But he's awesome guy, definitely. At the minimal, those listening, have him over, give you at least a quote, so you're aware of how this works, so you can have that conversation and be, articulated on this stuff. And he's an awesome dude, worth having lunch with. So
wow, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So thanks for coming on the show, bud. That is Roman Campuzano with the Roman Campuzano team with Country Financial. Definitely go to Country Financial /Roman-Campuzano. And this is the Common Good Radio Show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McClain here with Rand Williams, with the man with the plan and Blue Pearl Design and Printing and a lot of all that stuff. Right? I don't know. This is your show. I just got here.
Yeah, welcome.
The Common Good Radio Show. The Common Good Radio Show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Highlighting the good in the community. Hosted by Pastor John McClain, Tucson's favorite family show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I am Pastor John McClain, here with the man with the plan for your brand, Mr. Rand Williams with Blue Pearl Design and Printing.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing you with this Blue Pearl hat. I like it, though.
Do you like that?
Yeah, it's super slick.
Oh, thank you.
But
buddy.
you look slick in everything you wear, so.
I do my best.
You're definitely the most judgmental person of yourself I've ever met, but it's okay. It's okay.
I'm learning.
I'll help you get through it. I'll kind of beat up that judge for you. So
you do a great job at giving me that.
I try, man, because you deserve it. I think you got a broken mirror or something, but we'll help. We'll fix you. I'll go to your house. I'll fix all your mirrors.
It's a carnival mirror.
Okay,
Yeah.
Fair enough. I get it. I have one of those mirrors too. Yeah, I use it to make myself look bigger.
Yeah.
Well, on the phone we have another friend of ours.
Yes,
Definitely
indeed.
a good friend of ours. I want to think, someone who's taught us both so much, and we've been in his sphere for so long. And I've said it so many times. I've been so blessed ever since I met this man. One, he taught me the importance of networking as a whole and what it can be. And he's since, kind of secretly been my mentor in teaching me how to structure, how to format, and how to host these events. So I thank you, Don Zavis, with Don Zavis Sales
Thank
Training,
you.
for joining us, brother.
Well, that is so enormously kind. Thank you so much. That I feel an incredibly close connection to you, and I think what you do not only on on behalf of the veterans is absolutely wonderful. You provide such an outstanding service. It's actually my privilege as well.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Well, you know me. I definitely wouldn't tell you unless I meant it. But and the opposite side too. If you do something wrong, I'm gonna tell you that too. But yeah, we the theme of the show today was networking, ostensibly. And so the question to you, Mr. Don Zavis, sales trainer extraordinaire, national, international. Tell our listeners why it's so important to integrate networking into what they do with their business or just in general.
Well, and thank you so much. I talk about social capital, and in some cases being even more important than actual money is your ability to pick up the phone or have a person that if you pick up the phone and you either have to ask them for something, an opinion, a favor, you need something done. That's real success right there. I mean, yes, the money, of course, is important, but to be able to have a network of Rand is a great example. If you had a compelling brand question, you now have a person that you could call and they would accept your phone call as a trusted and close friend. You're not a stranger. They would, they have a personal connection to you. So that social capital is so incredibly important, and that's really the hallmark of all networking. It's to be able to have these connections and develop these relationships.
What about, and before I actually jump into the question, I want to also mention, just in case we get some snickering, we got Billy with Tucson Tool Shop here also. So, and I'll definitely feel free to ask any questions you got of the sales genius here.
Sure.
Don, when it comes to kind of let's look at kind of your average person that participates in different networking events out there. What tips would you give them in going out there and taking on the big wide world of networking?
Sure. Well, absolutely. So plug in. So actually be involved. I cannot tell you how many times I'll be in an event and that person has no business cards, no information. They show up late. They leave as soon as it gets done. They talk to no one. They make no connections. They develop no relationships. And then, not surprisingly, they didn't have a good experience. So you want to have a very strong networking plan. You want to have great handouts that are very descriptive of your value proposition. You want to come early. You want to develop a relationship with the person that is actually hosting it, that's kind of taking a lead on that position. Look to develop subgroups and other ways to support what they're doing. And I find that that's probably the most valuable. I'm being a sales trainer and sales coach, that face-to-face, eye-to-eye, belly-to-belly is by far the most important. And you can send out thousands of emails and, do all of these other kind of online-ish types of things, and they pale in comparison to just having a good face-to-face, relationship with people.
So Don, I'm going to get on the Don Zavis train and say, you do such an amazing job facilitating the networking groups. What drives that passion for you as facilitating networking?
Now, if you were asking me not on a radio show, I'd say my greed knows no bounds.
Greed is good, he says.
Show,
okay.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to say my greed knows no bounds because we are on a radio show. And I'm privileged because Rand actually did one of my primary marketing pieces. And not only have we had significant success as a result of what he did, I really think it's picking your battles. Most people try to fight the battles on 97 different fronts, and unfortunately, it's like it's the jack of all trades, master of none. They dabble a little bit in social media, they dabble a little bit here, they dabble a little bit here, they dabble a little bit there, and unfortunately, they really never get any kind of profound momentum. I have niched myself in networking, specifically in networking in a private club environment, because that is something that I have done not only as a facilitator, but I have done going back to 1980. So I started my private club relationship in 1980, and I wasn't even at that point in time 20 years old. and my father was a legacy in the Fairlane Club in Dearborn, Michigan. But I realized early on that was really my target group for the businesses that I was in, and that's how it got started. So, I tell people, pick your battles, but if, once you decide on a strategy, you really want to execute it well. I personally, I'm a social creature. I much more enjoy socialization. I love the relationship. It's almost like Cheers to me. You want to be where everybody knows your name, and now you're going to come in a group with 30, 40, 50 people. Every person knows you, loves you. In the case of Rand, I think that he's worked with the lion's share of people in some capacity. Pastor, you've had an interaction with the lion's share of the people, certainly, that are there as well. So to me, it's that privilege of working with the people that are there, and they know you, they trust you, they like you, they understand what you do, and these are the people that are really going to support your efforts, not the kind of fair weather passerby people that really you're not very connected to, and probably aren't going to do much to further your interests.
Yeah, another kind of question that comes to mind, especially you're such an innovator in a lot of ways, or you've learned things from other places and you've been really good about implementing them here. I now, with your help, we host a networking meeting every single Wednesday at the Arizona Sands Club. Starting at as early as 8 o'clock on the second and fourth Wednesday, because you guys do a sales coaching event. We do the first and fourth Friday. We do a networking event there. The third Tuesday, you do the speed networking there. So we now have myself being part of so many different networking events that I host. I really don't have any good advice for someone else who were to come to me and said, I would like to do my own networking event. What would you suggest? Because I'm just kind of like still at the beginning of the storm, it feels like, having done these events for so long. What would you suggest someone who comes to you and is like, man, I would really love to do my own event like this. How do you think I can do it? Or how do you think I should do it?
It's based on the protocol. If you can't find what you want, make it. And networking is just one part of it. For example, you might like to collect stamps. And you live in Marana, and for whatever reason, Marana doesn't have a Marana Stamp Collectors Guild, and you're like, what? I really want to hang out with other people who like to collect stamps. Fine. So you go to Facebook and you create the Marana, Stamp Collectors Guild, and you go to the library and you say, I want to, on Thursdays at 5 o'clock on the first Thursday of the month, I want to have my Marana Stamp Collectors Guild meeting. And now on your Facebook, you invite people. And the first time you do it, you get one person. And the next time you do it, you have two people. And a year later, you've got 20. And a year after that, you have 40. So if you can't find what you want, make it. And it's interesting, and I think you'll find this uniquely of interest, Pastor, is that I cannot tell you how many churches, now I'm Catholic, but how many churches, non-denominational churches, I know of that started with people that had just a great heart for service, right? They had a different focus. They had some way that they wanted to share their feeling for the Lord, and they start their own church, and then their message gets embraced by people, and then these people start to come. So the commonality is that if you can't find what you want, make it. Now that's just as easily a business. As it is a vocation, as a calling, as a networking group, as a affinity group, as the Kiwanis or the Toastmasters or anyone.
That music, as you can guess, is telling you have to tell us how people can get a hold of you.
Don Zavis, 248-497-5869, or Don Zavis at Comcast.net, NET. Thanks
for coming on the show, brother. Common Good Radio Show. We'll be right back.
The Common Good Radio Show. The Common Good Radio Show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Highlighting the good in the community. Hosted by Pastor John McLean, Tucson's favorite family show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Homeless Veteran Transition Program Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McClain, here with the man with the plan for your brand, Mr. Rand Williams of Blue Pearl Design and Printing.
Yes, sir. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, let's have some more fun, Rand.
I'm
You're
loving this,
definitely
brother.
being way too like buttoned up today. Here, undo
Am I?
that top button a little bit, and let's
All right.
have some fun. Good, because we got a buddy in studio today. We have Mr. Billy Hill, a local celebrity. You know, kind of he tries to stay underneath the radar, but a baseball star we have here with us, and he is also the newest owner or the owner of the
Ooh.
Tucson Tool Shop, which used to be Kent's Tools. Which I don't know if do you know Kent's
I
Tools?
do. On
yeah,
Grant.
yeah.
Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, Billy's our buddy. So thank
Congrats.
you for coming once again, Billy.
Congrats on that.
Thanks for having me again. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So for Rand, who was, been a big fan of Kent's Tools for all these years, Kent's Tools, a pillar in the community, fill him in on Tucson Tool Shop.
Well, Kent wanted to retire and close the business, and I didn't want that to happen. I didn't want to find another job. I love what I do, so I made it happen, and I took over, and I'm keeping it going for him.
That's
Nice.
awesome. Yeah.
And for people who've never had the blessing of being by the spot and seeing the place, explain to them what is Tucson Tool Shop. What do you guys do?
Tucson Tool Shop is tools for everybody, all
Mm.
trades, all types of people, new and used things.
Mm.
We try to do mostly made in USA, so it's high quality and
Mm.
things like that. Not a lot of import stuff that breaks easy and you can't
Mhm.
fix.
Mm-hmm.
But we have stuff for everybody. No matter what you're trying to do, you want to work on your car, I got tools to help you with that, or
Mm.
clean up your yard, I can help you with that. And then, also other professional things like machinists and woodworking and, electrical and plumbing and
Mhm.
all that stuff. I have tons of stuff for you.
Nice.
Is
That's-
it
go
it
ahead.
for purchase and rental, or is it just purchase?
Just purchase. I
Okay.
don't do any rentals.
Gotcha.
I just buy and sell tools.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and kind of to paint a picture of the mind, the listeners, and I highly invite you to go by Tucson Tool Shop just to take a tour, if nothing else. When you walk in the place, just imagine a candy store, except for replace the candy and put tools.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just it is a mechanic's candy store without a doubt, or no a handyman, anybody who works with their hands, any type of tool you could possibly need. I mean, from novice like me who I can barely fix a doorknob in my house, to someone who works a mechanic shop and everything in between. You guys have this place, and it's just like going and seeing it. It's just like I don't know. It's interesting. Last time I went there, I was just like, I just want to touch everything here. It's just
Yeah.
all really neat stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Most people will, when they drive by Grant Road, they see the small storefront. And then when they walk inside, it's like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you guys had this much
Mhm.
stuff in here.
Yeah.
You know?
I know when I see tools, it makes me want to dream and manifest.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about seeing tools that it sparks your creativity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, can you tell us a little bit about the different, you have any kind of specialties in your store that you really focus on, or is it just in general just a smorgasbord of great tools?
Yeah, just tools for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm constantly bringing in new stuff for everybody. People come in and sell me stuff, or I also order stuff in. Like I got a new shipment of tools from T&E.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you, because we had talked before the show about all these great new tools. Can you expound on that? What
Yeah.
y'all?
We've been working together with T&E Tools for a long time, long before I got there, and I kind of reignited that partnership and started getting in new stuff that we used to carry.
Mhm.
I got in a ton of new wrenches, standard and metric, all the way up to 50 millimeter wrenches, which are like 3 feet long, massive things. And
What would that be used for? Such a
I
bicycle?
No, I don't think bicycles have that big. Most bicycles are in the 15 to 18 millimeter range.
Gotcha.
But
Mhm.
I get calls for large things like that all the
Wow.
time.
Yeah.
36 millimeter, 45, 50, sockets and wrenches
Mhm.
for, everybody, at Caterpillar working on the tractors
Mhm.
or some other machinist tool that they need to make, and it
Mm.
takes a 50 millimeter. And I also got in a whole bunch of standards too, up to like 2-inch wrenches, brand new.
Yeah.
And
That actually
yeah.
kind of brings another thing to mind, especially I'm guessing, something special that people get when they come and they get a tool from Tucson Tool Shop versus, one of the other places. I'm not even going to mention their name because they're not one of our sponsors. but I'm guessing when someone actually goes to your place and they're like, okay, I need this, the water buffalo wrench 3/4 blah 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 whatever. I'm
Yeah.
not even gonna pretend like I know what I'm talking about. You do.
Mhm.
Kind of like example is when I go to AutoZone and I go kind of get a part for my car. That guy's not a a ASE certified mechanic. He probably doesn't know exactly the ins and outs of what's tool I need or what exactly to work on. He knows how to give me the part that I asked for. Where I'm guessing when they come to Tucson Tool Shop, they're going to get maybe a little extra specialty from the people that's going to be suggesting the tool to them than they'd find in one of the other places.
Correct. I
Mhm.
mean, I'm always learning and pursuing, knowledge of all the tools.
Mhm.
And Kent and Sally are always helping me learn more. If I have
Mm.
questions, I can ask. But whether it's me, behind the counter out helping people figure out what they need,
Mhm.
there's also the customers in the shop that are always willing to share their knowledge as well.
Mhm.
And so, kind of as a team or a group, we all help each other figure out exactly what it is that you need if you don't know exactly what it is that you need.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it's a lot of fun and a lot of problem solving, which is what I like to do.
Mhm. Mhm.
So if you know what you need, I can take you exactly where it's at and show you, here you go. But if
Mhm.
you don't know, we can figure it out together.
That's cool.
That's wonderful.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's really important because
Mhm.
I know some people kind of want to get into the DIY, but not exactly sure how to
Mhm.
go about it.
Mhm.
And it's really important that you have someone who's very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite things to do is to help people that are unsure of what they need. If they say,
Mhm.
well, I'm trying to accomplish this, but I don't know how to get from here to there or how to exactly do it. I take personal pride in that and trying to help them get exactly what they need and and help them to the best of my ability.
Yeah, for sure. And let's speak more to you're regularly getting new tools in, or even and how you're kind of letting people know about the tools that you have, even above and beyond just going to the store. Like, you guys are stepping into the 21st, 22nd century now, and you have other ways for people to kind of, one, see what new things are available or what's available, and then also to purchase some of that stuff. Speak to that a little bit.
Yeah, if you can't make it in person to come see me, but you need something, I have a new website that I am still in the process of creating. It's up and live and ready to go, and I have about 800 items from the store on there.
Mm-hmm.
That you can just go to TucsonToolShop.com
Okay.
and it shows like a product list and a catalog, and you can find a lot of stuff for sale there, and I can ship it to you.
Nice.
So no matter where you're at in the world, you can get on the website and check it out, and I can send it to you. Or you can also contact me on there to see if I have a tool or something, and I can put it on there. Or you can also call me and I can send it to you.
That's cool.
So a full service tool shop.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone needs that
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. We've been blessed to have Billy with Tucson Tool Shop on the show a few times, but the level of expertise and specialty that's involved with getting a tool from Tucson Tool Shop, it didn't really click to now. How it's like, I know on every single project I work on, whether it's my car or my house, I feel like I have to go back to Ace or go back to wherever 1,000 times. You owe me money, Ace, to get what I need to get. But it seems like, going to you guys and getting help from you could maybe save me a couple, 3 trips, or particularly save me a lot of stress, because as I say regularly, all the money in the world isn't worth a pound of stress. So be able to go and be able to brainstorm it out with you, like, okay, is this even the tool that I need, or am I going to buy this and have to bring it back and get 3 other different tools when I come back?
Right.
Yeah. And how often do you face that, I guess, with clients?
Not a lot of people come to me because they've been somewhere else and hadn't bought a tool, and they said, well, this is what they told me I needed, but it's not working. Can you help me? So I do that, and, try to do my best to get them the right one and figure out what it is, and yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think one of the most important things that you're always looking for when you enter into a project of any sort is peace of mind. And that to me is, an expert like yourself, giving that peace of mind means everything to the person who's embarking on a new project.
Yeah. And I not only peace of mind, but less stressful. It save you time, save you money, help you get it done quicker and better. So that's kind of what I'm all about.
Nice. And another kind of wonky question that kind of comes to mind, especially with Christmas coming up, and like someone wants to give like a whole entire tool set to somebody, or kind of like wants to give a package to someone. Again, like I'm speaking of me who knows nothing about tools. Is that something that you guys can get people squared away if they come and like, hey, I want to give a present to my husband for something? I guess, it's something you can walk them through.
Most definitely. I can put together a list for people. If they have a list that they're trying to fill in their grandpa's sockets and they're missing some, I've filled that in for them. Call them and let them know that it's ready. Here you go. Or somebody comes in and, well, my husband works on electrical things over here, and can you recommend anything that he might need for his new job that he's starting? Yeah. And so I can put it together for them as well.
Awesome. Well, tell our listeners one more time how they can get a hold of you.
You can find me 133 East Grant Road, Grant 1 block east of Stone. Call me on the phone, 520-624-8098. My personal cell phone, 520-551-2886. TucsonToolshop.com. Email me at TucsonToolshop@gmail.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Billy.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be right back.
The Common Good Radio Show. The Common Good Radio Show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Highlighting the good in the community. Hosted by Pastor John McClain, Tucson's favorite family show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I am Pastor John McClain, here with the man with the plan for your brand, Mr. Rand Williams with Blue Pearl Design and Printing.
Happy Wednesday.
Yeah, even though it's a Saturday and Sunday airing, but yes, it's Happy Wednesday.
Happy Thursday, happy Friday, happy
Saturday,
week.
So happy every day.
Wednesday's popping in mind, but I know this is Saturday. I know this. Come on. You caught me.
I see you turn your blushing a little
My
bit.
face is about as red as a pumpkin
I
right
love
now. Holy cow.
Speaking of red pumpkins, we have Martin Walters.
Hey, I'm red. I was red.
Oh my gosh.
So we have one of my best friends, and definitely my right hand man. I would not have a right hand if it wasn't for this man. And his name is Martin Walls, but he also goes by mjwallsart.com. Definitely check it out. And first we'll talk about his formal role as the associate producer of Common Good Media Group, initially associate producer of the Common Good television show. That definitely wouldn't have ever ran if it wasn't for him being the man behind the camera and behind the lights and behind everything that got set up. But I guess let's start off Martin, let's speak to that, just about kind of your role with the Common Good Media Group and, you know, what that's meant to you. And then let's step over to, you know, the hat that you've been wearing probably ever since you're a wee boy, that of an artist and all the different kind of art forms that you've taken up over the years.
Oh my, yeah. Well, I mean, that first day that you asked me to come on board, you know, I really didn't know what talents I could bring to the table for you. You know, I've done TV production when I was a kid, you know, teenage years, stuff like that. You know, I've done a bit of production stuff, but nothing real heavy like you have. So I didn't really know how I'd fit in, but, you know, I just seen something, you know, I'd see something that needed to be done and I just take care of it. And, you know, and that's the way I've always been. I like jumping into stuff. I like the technical end of things, the way they operate and getting everything going and, you know, having that smooth operation in the background.
And how's the experience been for you so far?
Man, I love it.
Yeah.
I love doing it. I love the networking with everybody, getting to talk with everybody, getting to hear their superhero story, their origin stories. You know, I mean, that's just really inspirational to really hear that and know, you know, that so many people have overcome so many mountains in their lives to get where they're at.
Yeah, I'd say for you in my life, it's just been such a blessing, twofold. One, just seeing your growth, you know, in so many different ways, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, you know, physically, you know, just seeing that. And then secondarily, seeing how my community is now your community.
Yeah, it's, you know, there for a while, I mean, especially around the pandemic, like a lot of us, we became very reclusive, right? You know, and it's very easy to be. And I think things leading up to that kind of led to that anyways. You know, so getting back out, you know, and getting back out and meeting people and really starting a new life for me. You know, and this is what this is really about is getting that new life going forward.
That's impactful, man.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you know, Martin's been such a great addition. And when I first met him, he has such a welcoming presence and he makes you feel good about being with him and in an environment. And he's always so willing to be there to help you with whatever you need. And it's just been a blessing to get to know Martin. And yeah, he's just, you know, great addition.
Yeah, and you're starting to see now as you're getting to know him more how much of a youngster he is.
Yeah, no, he's great.
I knew that was coming up. I knew that one was coming up.
Yeah, well, you
Especially
know.
after this morning.
I know you.
Right?
Well, because I mean, but it's true. I mean, you. It's not even like you're two people. You are one person. You know, you are really genuinely one of the sweetest, nicest guys I've ever met. But you're also a little jokester, and it's so. It's. I mean, realistically, it's almost like somehow you've recaptured that innocence that we all have in our youth.
Well, I'd shut it down for a long time. I'll touch base before I was an artist. I used to work the prisons. I'm a former lieutenant. I ran a 2,500 bed prison with 150 officers under me. You know, and you learn to shut your emotions down. You really shut yourself off. You know, to a lot of things, and you know, and that's still I still wrestle with parts of that today. You know, of letting that individual go.
Yeah, you get what you see with Martin, I believe.
Yeah.
And what you see is great artistry. That's, you know, something else that he does that I find just, I marvel at.
Yeah.
It's the intricacy and the beauty of his artistry in so many different genres. You know, me being a creative, it just, I appreciate and I admire what you do.
Brother, one day I want to collab with you. On some art.
We will.
Oh, absolutely.
We definitely will. Yeah,
well, that's a
love
great segue just into, you know, the inner artist, outer artist that is Martin Walls. Explain to us, you know, I guess a few of the premier services, if you will, that you provide as an artist.
One of the things that I absolutely love doing, and I've loved doing it since I was a teenager, and that was drawing with graphite pencils. So when I became a tattoo artist in 1999, I really started pursuing my drawing a little bit more, really learning the craft of it. And now I do photorealistic wildlife action art, which is generally on 11 by 14s, Bristol paper. And I like making photorealistic art, you know, where you look at it and it's like this, you got to take a second look to see whether it's actually a drawing or whether it's a photograph.
Mm-hmm.
I saw one of your pieces on Facebook,
Mm.
and I actually wanted to reach out and start petting.
Mhm.
I think it was the lion or a tiger.
I think it's the tiger.
Tiger.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you got to watch out for that one. It will bite you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
It got me.
It
got me.
growled at me, so
Okay.
that's why I
Yeah,
didn't
gotta be
pet
careful.
it. But
Gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, and it's funny, unless you really know Martin, he's so unassuming. Like
Yeah.
we started off with, he's just like seems like such a nice little humble guy. You would never guess it, but then as he shows you his art pieces, like he at first when we were going to networking events, he used to bring all his portfolio so people could see, because I think he knew he had a little secret that he wanted to share with people.
I agree.
But he's so humble about it that he wouldn't be the type of guy that,
Would push it on you.
yeah, that like everybody, hey, yeah, I'm an artist. It's just like, okay, hey, put me in where you need me, Lord. Oh,
Yeah.
also, yeah, have this as well if you'd like to see it. I mean, and realistically, it seems like that's a struggle you're having now of like, okay, how do I find that humility but still have the ego that an artist needs to reach that next level? Like, Rand, I guess you can kind of speak to that, being one of the greatest artists I know, where you are a really humble guy, you are really grounded in yourself, but you are also very confident in what you do unwaveringly, and you find a really good balance there.
And I think the way I find the balance is I recognize the skill set and the grace that I've been given to be an artist and express myself, but most importantly, the sense of a self-love
Mm-hmm.
is what predominates. So I don't get my ego needs met through my expression. I know who I am before that.
Mm-hmm.
And so anything addition to that is just, whipped cream on top of the pie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
I've always, throughout my life, I've never considered myself an artist just because not a very good drawer. I can't paint very well. Don't even try to get me to sing. You've seen that. Never been able to play an instrument. Haven't picked up languages very well. But I think through graphic design and through even social art in a lot of ways, the setups that I do, even the networking events and the way we set it up, I've seen through that I've been able to really find my artistic touch. But let's turn it back to you, Martin, and kind of like where did that come from for you, and now how are you expressing it best? Particularly, John Q. Public listening right now, what services can they get a hold of you and connect with today?
Well, I have moved into the custom tattooing end of things, where my photorealistic drawings is what I'm mainly focusing on tattooing. Or, if somebody's looking to have a custom drawing done, I'll also do that. Whether it's a pet portrait, whether it's a person portrait, a memorial, I work on those also.
Awesome. That's cool. So for people who want to get a hold of you, how can they do that?
You can either call me at 520-243-0312. You can reach me on my website, mjwallsart.com.
And the one thing we didn't mention, but we want to probably mention briefly, you also program. You do code.
Yes, I do programming also. I build web applications.
Yeah, Martin and I worked together with another client together, and with TucsonLovesMusic.com.
Yeah, they owe me money now.
They will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's wonderful to collaborate together like that and just get like yourself, right? Creative minds together.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's a blessing. And then we'll kind of pick up that energy next segment, with the segment being about friendship. So you hang in right there. This is the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Homeless Veteran Transition Program Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McClain. We were just interviewing Mr. Martin Walls with mjwallsart.com. And then we got the man with the plan for your brand, Mr. Rand Williams, across from me with Blue Pearl Design and Printing. Go to bluepearldesignandprinting.com, and also go to veteranrescuemission.org to find out more about the show and the veterans we help, as well as commongoodtucson.com.
The Common Good Radio Show. The Common Good Radio Show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Highlighting the good in the community. Hosted by Pastor John
everybody. Welcome back for the last segment of the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Homeless Veteran Transition Program Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McLean, here to do something special here with you. I got the man with the plan for your brand, Mr. Rand Williams of Blue Pearl Design and Printing, across from me. He's going to be here, part of this conversation, as well as we kept Martin Walls around, the associate producer of the Common Good Media Group. This show wouldn't run how it did without him. Thank you for coming back, brother.
Thank you for having me.
And then we have the original founder and original co-host of the Common Good Radio Show, Mr. Andreas Sebastian Ezekiel Gutierrez Ruiz.
That's a good one.
With I Believe in Myself, leadership coaching and speaking.
That's a good one.
He's busy. He's busy right now, though.
Yeah. He's like, first let me take a selfie.
We're on Facebook Live, just to let you know.
Okay,
We're on
good.
Facebook
I'm live.
Live.
I'm ready.
I'm trying to get this in.
So today we're going to have a special segment where we don't actually interview anybody about any business. We're just going to we're going to call this segment The Buds. And the Buds are going to talk about friendship.
Bosom buddies.
The bosom buddies.
The buddy.
And how important is friendship, not only in our life, but for our businesses, for our networking world, for just, our development. And, I'll kind of start that off, especially with, 3 of my best friends in the studio. One of them I have to pay to hang out with me, but I love you nonetheless, Mark.
I'm a paid friend.
Yeah. Where, literally, this is, 3 of my, 15 team members where, I see you guys all at least once a week. And literally, whether it's my logo or it's the slogan or it's the syndication or it's, every single piece that exists of what I do, it was, this team or our team that made it happen. And I'm just so blessed to have that. But I guess I'll turn it over, pass it to you, Martin, and what does friendship mean to you, and how's it changed your life? How's it impacted your life?
Well, friendship to me is about building those up around me, and better being uplifting.
Mm-hmm.
To build people up. I mean, that's and receiving that in return, which has been hard for me because I've always been a giver. So learning to receive, which I mean, that's the mark of the friendship right there. Saying, okay, hey, I'm willing to receive back also, and with no commitments, no expectations. It's just I'm here. I'm here to do this. I'm here to help you out. If you just need an ear to listen, I'm here to just listen. If you need lifted up, if you need carried, I'll carry you. Whatever you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the core aspect of friendship, of course, for me is trust. If I can trust that person, then I trust that their actions and their words are done with love, and vice versa. I always believe that you get what you give, and so and I think you're a perfect example of that in my life. You come into my life, John, to where your ability to build and to appreciate helps me see me better.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's interesting you say that, particularly about the trust piece, because I think you're the newest to our kind of little inside circle group, but we all have something really, really really in common, other than kind of us all being some level of alpha men or real masculine type men, is that we all have a little bit of trouble with trust. I know with Andreas, when we first started being friends, it took me a while, maybe almost a year, to get inside his kind of inner wall of trust. I know, with Martin, not as long, but great, I give him money, so that helped. But, he is also still that place where, he's, takes some while to get inside the wall. And now you and I, just recently, I feel like I've made inside your inner circle of trust.
Absolutely.
And it's taken some while. So speak to that, and we'll turn it over to Andreas after you, and what do you think that is? And, and what advice you give to other men and trying to work to build that trust of people, because I've been blessed to have built your trust, and you vice and same with me, but there's a special thing you and Andreas both have within that I want you to speak to.
Well, for me, it was the kindness and your constant support. Just without asking for anything in return. It was constantly seeing the best in me, and me knowing myself quite well. It was just an echo for me. So that every time I heard you say something, it just reaffirmed how I felt about myself. And you kept on just being consistent and persistent of, hey, let's hang out. And you built that trust with me just by your energy, the words that you would say, and the way you treat other people as well. You never change. You're that way with everybody.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Dang it. Andreas, say something mean about me.
You're a jerk, He's really bad at pronouncing names.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. I would say for me, what's really helped me out is just being around men who are helping me be a better man. I think that's what I really like, being around good men that are doing good, and that keeps me accountable to be a good man. So for me, that's why it's like I'm really picky, just like, that inner circle or just the people who I hang out with is very, very important. Just I want to see a good man around me. That way, we hold each other accountable to make sure that we're doing what we say we're going to do. And sometimes it's just saying, hey, man, you're kind of doing something that it's a little bit out of character, and kind of holding each other accountable, saying, hey, I kind of noticed something about you. We talked about this the other day, and we're not going to get too deep on that, but, we held each other accountable, noticing, hey, can I just share something with you that I've been kind of noticing? Yeah. And I told him.
I was gossiping too much. Yeah.
So I basically, like, I was just like, hey, I was just trying to help a friend, like hold them accountable and say, hey, this is not you.
And I appreciated that.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah. And I think that for me, it's just something that it's important to be honest with somebody when you see them kind of like not being who they are. And when you can have that, it's important.
I was going to say one of the beautiful things is that when someone does come from that place of insight and correction or what have you, it's so wonderful to know that person has no agenda, and there's no judgment.
No,
all it is awareness.
There you go, awareness.
And that awareness, when you have that, and you know they love you, and that there's no tone in their voice of any kind of judgment, you receive it.
That's right. That was the exact word I was thinking of. You receive it when it's well received.
That's right.
And based on what you said, if you don't mind me saying, so 93% of our communication is body language and tonality, and this is something that I teach in my presentations. 7% is your words. So your words don't mean anything if your tone and your body language is saying different. So that's why we feel when somebody's talking to us with love and respect and no judgment, just saying, hey man, I want to help you. I just been kind of seeing something. Do you mind? And I always ask John for permission. Hey, do you mind if I share something with you? Do you mind if I? And I always ask for permission to make sure that he's cool with it. And usually he takes it. I've never heard him say no. Yeah. And that's what he doesn't let his ego get in the way, where it's like, nah. He says, no, yeah, please share. Yeah, that's really cool.
And I think in the same vein, why this really resonates with people, like the way we speak to each other, is because we're so used to people, like you speak about it a lot, particularly with our past lives when we used to drink and we used to do drugs, we used to be party men, and people used to be us, man, I miss that, how you used to be like that. I miss that version of you. Where when we're talking to each other, we're affirming the versions of ourselves we want to be.
Yeah.
So when Andreas is telling me, hey, John, you don't usually do this, that's not the way you are. He's not saying, hey, I wish you were drinking again, or you wish you were doing these crazy things anymore. He's saying, hey, that good character person that I look up to, you're not doing the things that he would usually do. And I really appreciate that.
And I think too, all of us, not just us four, but everyone, I really believe, really wants to be the best version of themselves.
Absolutely.
So when you're in a place of feeling safe and loved, then you receive it because you're hearing, because you want to be the best version of yourself. When someone else comes to you with an observation, you receive it because we're really, all of us, I really believe, have good intentions.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, that was a great jaw wag, huh?
Yeah, it was.
I think
Gee
so.
whiz. Let's keep
Enjoyed
going.
that.
Let's keep going.
Forever. Yeah,
Forget
let's
about
say-
the commercials. Let's just do this.
Yeah, this is our station now.
That's right.
So Andreas, you're the only one who hadn't had their website mentioned and how people can get a hold of you and use your coaching services. Go ahead and mention it, bud.
Yeah, you can reach me at ibelieveinmyself.org, or you can also reach me at Andres Ruiz on Facebook. And anybody that's interested in becoming an author, I'm looking for people for December. So reach out, please.
Awesome. And yeah, this is the Common Good Radio Show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Pastor John McClain. That's Martin Walls over
yeah.
there, mjwallsart.com. We got Rand, the man with the plan, all across from me with Blue Pearl Design and Printing.com. And we got Andreas Ruiz, my buddy, your buddy, with I
Sebastian.
Believe Myself Coaching.
Mr. Selfie.
Mr. Selfie, Mr.
Wait,
Sebastian.
first, let me take a selfie. All right, we'll catch you next time.
Hispanic Alliances Radio Show. Highlighting Tucson Hispanic organizations and culture every week.
Welcome back to the Hispanic Alliances radio show. I am your host, Andres Ruiz, along with the Jonathan Lee Sebastian McLean.
Absolutely. We have the same middle name, I see.
We do. I guess I was just baptized today.
Yeah.
My middle name is Sebastian.
Sebastian, yeah. I didn't like that whole no last name thing. I don't trust people that don't have a middle name, actually.
Yeah,
don't trust
I know.
people that
Everybody
don't have a-
freaks out when they say I don't have you don't have a middle name.
What's wrong
really?
with you?
That's kinda weird.
Did he move
Yeah,
out?
yeah.
Or
Do you have a middle name, Cielo?
I do.
What's your middle name?
Celeste.
Celeste. Wow, you have some nice names.
Thank you.
You know what cielo means, right?
Uh,
Sky.
okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Celeste is a really nice name. I like that name. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Cielo
We're
Celeste.
so boring.
I
Such
know.
boring names.
Man, I'm gonna have to go get my name changed or
Yeah.
add a name to it. I don't know
It-
about Sebastian.
You know, a question
But-
that's coming to mind as we were listening to that amazing Caribbean intro music. do you know how to dance? Do you know to dance to salsa music and all that kind of stuff?
Salsa, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I can do okay. I'm more like like cumbias and
Yeah.
stuff
Do you
like
know
that.
to dance to that pretty good?
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
cumbias, I'm pretty good. Yeah.
I'm horrible at
I'm
it.
decent.
I wanna
Okay,
say-
I don't want to
wanna say-
brag. I don't. All right. Might. Yeah, you got me. But yes, you heard her already.
Yeah.
Our guest,
Mhm.
Celeste. Now
Yeah.
we're gonna call
That's our
her.
guest
Just
Celeste.
kidding.
Our guest Sky Celeste.
Sky Celeste. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's Cielo. It's a really pretty name in Spanish. I like it in Spanish better, but that's my opinion. But we have Cielo, and she is with PEP, and I've had the honor of knowing Cielo for I think more than a year now. I think like it's been more than a year, right?
Yeah. roughly.
And we've done some work together in regards to the work that we do with the youth. I remember in Green Valley. That was a really cool experience to spend time with you there in Sahuarita. Just like a lot of good stuff that we've done together. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate you being here. And it's always an honor having PEP and their people on as usual. Like John
Yeah.
said, it's if not our favorite nonprofit, because we've had them on for like 2 years now. I want to say.
Well, well, with Hispanic
More.
Alliance, we've had them
Uh-huh.
on this mount, but I mean, they're one of our original groups we worked with
True.
Common
So like
Good.
2021, I want to say. I don't know if
Mhm.
it's 2020, but
Yeah.
close to that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So let's talk to Cielo and just tell us just a little bit about yourself, and what you do at PEP. Let's start there.
Okay, so my name is Cielo. I am currently the Amado Community Alliance Coalition Coordinator,
Okay.
and I currently work in Amado at our Amado Youth Center. We're coming up on our 1 year anniversary. The Amado Youth Center opened up last year around October.
Mhm.
So we're coming up on 1 year, and
Nice.
a lot of great changes have been occurring in Amado.
Mhm.
Especially having the youth center open, giving
Yeah.
the kids a safe space to to get lessons from our coordinators, parent classes, parent workshops. So a lot
Nice.
of great things are happening out there.
That's really cool. And don't you remember how we talked to Amy about that?
Yeah.
About the
Years
youth
ago.
center.
Didn't it burn down or something? Like something happened there?
Yeah, yeah.
It was flooded.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
originally they were functioning out of this place called the Cow Palace, and it's down there in Amalo.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like
the Cow
you have the famous Longhorn, like the big old restaurant.
Yeah.
But they were functioning out of across the street from there, this place called Cow Palace, and unfortunately it was flooded. So then afterwards, we were at the Universal Unitarian Church, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
The UU. They had us there for a while, and then thankfully we got enough money raised to open up the new youth center, which
Yeah, well, I mean, ever since we met Amy, that's what their goal was.
Mhm.
You remember that?
Yeah,
They're like,
absolutely.
we want to open up the youth
Yeah.
center, but it costs, $1 trillion
Yeah,
or whatever it was.
bazillion, yeah.
Yeah, there was like
Yeah.
so much money that
We're
it cost.
so close, though.
We're so
Yeah,
close.
yeah.
I know, and it was
Yeah.
it was so crazy just to hear her for a couple of years. I want to say that she was talking about this youth center.
Yeah,
and it was almost like we
and
felt
the
like
chili cook-off. I mean, I feel like we've been talking about it.
Oh my God!
For at least the past 4 years.
past past 4 years we've talked about the chili cook-off, and but now like to hear that, hey, the youth center has come to life. I've been there. It's really cool. It's really nice, and the kids look really happy. Like they finally found like a place, a home, because before that they were doing a lot of things like you said at that
outside
at that church, and then they did it at sometimes at the schools or whatever they could find, and it was just like never really felt like home. And
there
now
was never a stable place.
There you go.
That foundation that we don't know what happens at home, even in our own personal lives. So ensuring that they do have a stable place, even if they don't have that in their outside environment, if they're able to find that, somewhere within the community, it's very important. And I really do think that the youth center is providing them with that. So it's been awesome to see the growth, and just we keep getting so many more kids now. So it's
That's
like
cool.
we have a lot of kids. We have roughly over 100 youth that we serve.
Wow.
So it just keeps growing and growing. And the coordinators, we do the best that we can. And yeah, there's just been a lot of growth, which is awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. And I think, like you said, a lot of growth with the people there that just continue to evolve and grow. We have Jessica and Angelica, they're doing a lot of great stuff, and I've had the pleasure of working with them as well. So, a lot of great stuff that's happening. Now, you were talking about the chili cook-off, and, it's time for this year's Amado Chili Cook-Off. I can't believe it, how quick that went. Tell us what we need to know about it.
So this year it's the 14th annual Chili Cook-Off, and with that we also have our classic car and motorcycle show, which I'm in charge of. So
Nice.
if you guys know anybody with any cool cars or any vintage cars or any motorcycles, we're definitely looking for more. We would love to have them part of our car show. But yeah, this event is located at I-19 and Arivaca exit 48, which is at the Amalo territory. We also have a vendor fair, so we're looking for vendors, car show participants, chili cooks, if anybody's interested in that as well. So, and even spectators, if anybody wants to come out and get some delicious chili from all these different organizations, do some holiday shopping with our vendors, go see some cool and classic cars, everybody is more than welcome to. So yeah,
Nice.
it's a big event.
That's really cool. And I know that people get the opportunity to have like the chili there. I mean, there's going to be a bunch of cooks, and I know every time Ed comes on and Amy, they're always talking about, hey, you can have all the chili you want, and which is pretty cool. So and like you said, you're looking for people who are chefs, I'm assuming, that make chili, and then also classic cars. One thing that came to mind was that Cars and Coffee that Ron Arenas always talks about. I guess there's this Cars and Coffee at every first Saturday of the month.
Oh, that's cool.
I think that would be a great place where you could definitely find
for
so
sure.
I'm giving you some leads here. But tell us a little bit about just last year. I know that you guys had a bunch of people there. How many people were in attendance? I think there was like over 2,000 or something like that.
Yeah, roughly. I think it was about 2,200 people.
Yeah.
And then we had about like 80 cars and then like 40 vendors. So it was a big event last year. A lot of great turnout.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about what the Amado Youth Center is. I know you briefly like mentioned it, just so that the audience can just know more, just a little bit more detail about that. Tell us a little bit more.
So the Amado Youth Center functions out of PEP. And PEP is, a nonprofit with all these different programs. They do a lot of work like all over the world pretty much. But the Amado Youth Center is located in a very rural town in Arizona, so in Amado.
Okay.
The Amado Youth Center provides resiliency-led programs for the kids, for the youth, and we also have parent classes. So like healthy parenting or healthy habits, things of that nature.
Nice.
Angelica is our youth coordinator, so she's like the main coordinator that works with the youth. And then we have Jessica, who has her Fuerza program, which she deals with more like health literacy, educating the public on like anything COVID, anything health related, trying to prevent any type of disease, just really educating the public on that. And then I'm more so with like the community, and all combined, where they're providing free classes to the community, free classes to the kids. We have our Tuesday night program where the kids come around 5:30. We go pick them up on our little school bus around town, since the Amado is very, very small. So we go pick up all the kids.
I did that once.
Yeah. It's fun. We go pick them up, we bring them back. They do different like Botvin lessons. So that could be like on resiliency, anything related to preventing vaping, preventing marijuana use, or alcohol awareness. And then we go ahead, we do an activity with them afterwards. Sometimes we play outside with them. We'll play kickball with them, soccer.
Oh, yeah.
And
Nice.
then we actually do dinner with them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So just hold on to that thought. We're going to be back with Cielo again for the second segment. This is the Hispanic Alliances radio show. And just to let everybody know that's listening, I'm still looking for people who want to be authors. I have a third group coming up in December. If you're interested, please feel free to send me a message at 520-392-9179. This is the Hispanic Alliances radio show. We'll be right back after this.
Hispanic Alliances Radio Show. Highlighting Tucson Hispanic organizations and culture every week.
Welcome back to the Hispanic Alliances radio show. I'm your salsa dancer, Andres Ruiz. And that man laughing is the second best salsa dancer in this room. No, actually third. I think Cielo probably has some better moves.
Well, it's because she moves like the sky, baby.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, but we have, Sky. We have Cielo back again. And we were kind of talking a little bit about the Amado Youth Center. And, she was mentioning a little bit about some of the things that they do. And it just feels like when I would go there, I felt like it was a family. That's what it really felt like. The kids were really comfortable. They were really happy. They were out there playing. I threw some footballs around with them as well. I had a really good time. Sometimes we would.
You just love playing catch, don't you?
Oh, I love playing catch.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like
Yeah,
with my boys. We went to Mount Lemmon this week, and we went to go through the football round, baseball. We were playing soccer out there.
Yeah, I was thinking that like you always brag about how I play catch with my boys all the time. I think they actually play catch with you. Actually, I think
so
you're
too,
the one who likes playing
the
catch.
one fetching.
They're like, hey, you're like, you wake your son up at 5:30 in the morning. Come on, buddy, you want to play catch? You want to play catch?
Right?
Like, Dad, I just want to sleep. No, let's play catch. Let's play catch.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love, like, sometimes with my boys, I'll wake up like at 5:36 when we throw the baseball around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's really, it's
Yeah, but I'm getting ADHD sidetracked us. So you're
okay.
playing catch with the guys at Amado.
Yeah, no, not at Amado, at Mount Lemmon.
Okay, no, you were talking about at Amado playing
Amado,
football.
yeah. So we played football, and I just played with them, just some 3-on-3 football as well. It was really cool.
That's cool.
But yeah, the kids were great, and like I said,
I would tear those kids up.
Oh,
man,
my
let me
You
get
should come
over
play with us. You should definitely come do
Yeah.
baseball with us.
Stiff arm them.
It's not that type of football.
Sorry.
It's a
I
flag.
got kids, so I have no mercy.
No, but that's what I mentioned to Cielo, is just that it feels like a family. Like, like, can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, so we really do try to make the place as inviting and welcoming to everybody in the community, not only the kids but the parents. But yeah, I feel like even just providing like dinner for Tuesday nights, we all, like me and Angelica, like we'll make the food, or maybe we go purchase like subs or whatever, but we serve the kids, we cut up the fruit for them, and then they all sit at the table and they're all with their friends, they're hanging out, they get a dessert and whatnot. We're literally just there hanging out with them, you know, creating connections and just wanting to know, like, how was your day, you guys? Like, what's going on? You know, like their middle school drama or high school drama, but just
those dramas.
just to really establish a connection with them above all.
No, and that's really cool, and that's why I love that you guys are doing this Amalo Chili Cook-Off, because it's to support the kids. But tell us, like, what to expect when it comes to the Amalo Chili Cook-Off on November 10th. Is there a charge for the event? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it'll be November 16th. Yeah, sorry, November 16th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And yes, there is a charge. It is a $10 for a wristband for chili tasting, which is available for unlimited chili or until it runs out from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Parking is $5 or 5 cans of food, which those 5 cans of food will go directly to our Amado food pantry.
Nice.
And then you could also participate in our 50-50 raffle. So there's a lot going on, you know. And then for the 50-50 raffle, it's like you will split the winnings with us and the Amado Youth Center.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's awesome. And yes, you have a car show too. If someone wants to enter a vehicle, can they still do that? And like, do they get a hold of you, or who do they get a hold of?
Yes, of course. You can actually go ahead and register online at amalochilicookoff.org.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a little tab on there that says car show, and then you just register. You put your name, the car, and then the category that you would like to go in. There's 8 different categories, so whichever fits best. I am the coordinator on that, so if people do have any questions, my number and email are available. But the Amalo Chili Cook-Off .org website would be the best place to go, whether that be for registering a car, for wanting to become a cook, for wanting to become a vendor, or even to become a sponsor. We are in great need of sponsors. We have gotten some sponsors like TEP, Tucson Electric Power, PEP, Borderlands Unitarian Universalist of Amado. We do have some sponsors, but we definitely need more. Again, these proceeds go directly to the youth center. There's still a lot of things we would like to bring into the youth center, you know, build on our library for the kids, get like beanbag chairs, carpets, and then also we would like to host family fun and free movie nights.
Okay.
So we're looking for like a popcorn machine. We need more donations for little things that we want to bring. So sponsors are a big need for sure.
That's awesome. What about like the chili cook-offs? Do they also, you know, cooks, actually the chili cooks, do they also get prizes, or tell us about that?
Yeah, so the chili cooks, first prize receives $250 and a trophy. Second place goes to $150 with a trophy as well, and third prize receives $100 and a trophy as well. All the cooks who are competing will also be recognized on the cover of our event program, in a newspaper ad, and in press releases.
Okay, nice. And I think like each year, like how many cooks, chili cooks do you have?
Roughly around like 15. It varies, you know, sometimes people can't make it last minute or whatnot, so around 15. This year we have Two Back Jack, Canoa Ranch Golf Club, we have Cocina La Ley, Longhorn Grill and Saloon. I know Cocina La Ley. I'm like, right? Oh my god.
Yep, I know that one.
Los
tacos de cabeza.
Oh, I like the camarón.
Oh, the camarones, the shrimp tacos. Oh, dude, down Nogales. Oh,
so I know where you guys are going after the show.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it. I'm giving some thought for sure. But we know, especially like, you know, when you're from Nogales, like, you already know what's up.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Yes. And then what is it? Elephant Head Smokehouse?
Yes, Elephant Smokehouse as well, and Torres Blancas Golf Club as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, so it definitely sounds like this is going to be like a lot of fun, you know, just like there's a combination of so many things, whether it's you're having a chili or you're out there looking at cars, or you're out there, you know,
shopping.
Yep. Or you know, if you want to hang out with Cielo or Amy, all these good people. it just seems like this is going to be something that is going to bring also community together. So, and then for you, I mean, so this is going to be your second year? in the
Yes,
Chili
my
Cook-Off?
second year doing it.
How was your experience with the Chili Cook-Off last year? Like, how did you feel about it, and what was it like for
There's
you?
a lot of moving elements to it for sure. Very busy, kept me on my toes, but it was really cool to know that something like that happens in Amalo, since again it's so small and a lot of people like I feel like it's kind of like forgotten for the most part. But seeing how many people actually come, I'm like, oh my gosh, so y'all do know about this place, like okay. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Throughout the Chili Cook-Off, we also have like live performances. We have music going on.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot going on that day, but it all goes to a great cause, you know. Again, the youth center is one of the only things that the kids have there. There's no sports teams out there in Amalo. We don't have any coaches or anything like that to provide the kids with extracurricular activities to do. So the Amalo Youth Center provides so many activities and opportunities for these kids.
Absolutely.
Interesting. The kind of thing that comes to mind, kind of just with you in general, how did you find PEP, and what was it about PEP that kind of drew you in, and what's been your experience working for PEP since getting involved?
So actually, Amy found me. I was like fresh out of college. I graduated ASU in 2023, May of 23.
What you said? You said something wrong. I don't know. I didn't hear. You said you
Yeah, John. He's really bad at hearing when it comes to that.
I don't. You said something about some school you went to. U of A, I think you said. Go on.
ASU. ASU.
Oh no, not Martin.
No, but yeah, she actually found me, and then it like all just fit into like it was just at the right place at the right time. I did want to do nonprofit work, so it's like I almost like kind of manifested it because I kind of didn't know what I wanted to, but I wanted to help the community and work with kids. I've always worked with kids, and it's been an amazing experience with PEP. I feel like I've grown a lot, and like my position has changed so quickly as well. So now that I'm like a lead coordinator for the alliance, it's like a much bigger responsibility, and just being so present with the kids. Like I truly think that I try to fill them up as much as I can, but they also fill me up, and it's such a rewarding job just to I go outside and I play soccer with them, and they come and talk to me, and it's just there's so much love and gratitude, and it's just been an amazing experience. PEP does a lot, and I'm very thankful to be where I'm at right now.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, and I feel like you, Cielo, you definitely bring that to the table, like that love and that authentic you with that big heart. Like I really that, and I've told you before, I'm like, yeah, you got a big heart, you're a really good person, and that's what I appreciate about you is your attitude. You had a great attitude ever since the get-go, and even though sometimes it can be a little bit challenging at times, like everything, but you've been like sticking through it, and I've definitely seen you, like your growth. You're definitely doing a lot of good stuff. So I greatly appreciate what you do, because not just anybody can do the type of work that you do. Working with kids is not an easy job. It really isn't.
No.
And I mean, but for you it is easy because you have the heart, and you also have
I would never.
Yeah, John.
You're like, count me out.
I got my own. I don't want no more.
Yeah.
No more. Taking care of anybody else's kids.
Yeah. Well, Cielo has 41. So.
I know, for real.
Oh,
I'm
man.
like,
Yeah,
and
that's
counting.
a couple more than me. Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, but so give us again, like repeat the date, tell us the date, the time, the location, and the website, just for the listeners, so that they can, get involved or volunteer or donate or be a sponsor.
Okay, so they can go ahead and look up amalochilicook-off.org. The event, the 14th annual Chili Cook-Off, will be happening on November 16th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Amalo Territory, which is located at I-19 and Arivaca, exit 48. And cooks have until October 25th to register.
Okay, and then what about, like, how can people sign up, or how can people get involved, or if they want to be... or they want to register, what's the website? Give us that, please.
Okay, yeah, so the website is amalochilicook-off.org, and at the different tabs you can register for car show, to be a car show participant, to be a cook, to be a sponsor, or to be a vendor. So any information or anything you need to register for will be on the website.
Okay,
Perfect. Awesome. Well, Cielo, thank you so much for being on the show. This was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed yourself because you did an excellent job.
Thank you.
And
this was fun.
this was fun. We really enjoyed having you here. We look forward to having you again before the chili
Every
cook-off.
week.
Every week. Yes. So come back next week, please.
Thank you so much for having me and
Yeah.
for allowing us to represent the Amalia Center. We really appreciate it.
It was our pleasure. Yeah, and thank you, the listener, for tuning in. This is the Hispanic Alliance's radio show. We will see you next week. Adios.